Okay, so this is recording. I'm going to share my screen. And here we go. All of you who have the lab here, please read out of the, what is this? Yeah. Please download those two files, EDM-based Rhino file and intermediate submissions template. Okay, both of them. Let's gonna start with Grasshopper, okay? A little bit. So, as I said, I sent you two files, EDM-based Rhino file and the template, which is intermediate submission template, okay? I'm going to open EDM-based Rhino file. Okay? This is what we are going to work. We are going to work in New York, okay? I take one plot for New York and I copy the buildings inside. So we are going to work in this plot, in this nice plot, the whole semester. So we have to do some design proposals for this plot using Grasshopper, okay? Let's going to start with a bit of Grasshopper. Grasshopper is something that is called visual programming, okay? So what we are going to do at the end is place components that inside of these components, there are some processes embedded. For example, move or scale, or I want to build a box, you know? So we will place those components and we will connect those components. I can create a box, then I can move the box, then I can scale the box. Okay? So if I go back to the initial and I change the box dimensions, the same box is going to be moved, but okay, in this process. Grasshopper has different components. Something that is called standard components, which are these components that I was speaking about. In this case, is a point, case, way simpler than a box. We have input component. Those components provide data. For example, number slider. That component provides a number. So if I want to move my box, I move my box 1 meter or 2 meters or 0.25 meters. Okay. And then container components. Those are components to store data. Usually, we use these components to connect Rhino with Grasshopper. I don't have to do everything in Grasshopper because sometimes it's really, really difficult. So some really easy tasks to develop in Rhino, in Grasshopper is pretty difficult. And the other way around. Okay, sometimes to do in Rhino, for example, this wood lattice facade that I'm showing you, to develop this in Rhino is, you're going to spend the days copy pasting wood pieces. Okay. So this is the way to connect them together. In Grasshopper, we have warnings and errors. For example, if I am doing a line, the line has inputs, all the component has inputs and outputs. Inputs is the information that the component needs. For example, if I'm doing a line, the line is taking to point A, point B. I can provide to one of these a text. My name, for example, Javier, here. If I put here my name, what I will have is an error. Data conversion page to phone number to whatever. Okay? It will be what Grasshopper is telling us is that the component cannot convert this data into the data that is expected. Warning means that there is a lack of information. Okay, so I'm going to align. I only want the line will not be able to be done, you know. Good. They're super simple example. I hope that you understood this. Easy, no? So once we have this, we can connect different components together. No? Always the flow in Grasshopper goes from the left to right. Come back again. Okay? Because then we get something that in programming is called a loop. And your component will crash. Your Grasshopper definition will crash. Okay? In this case, what I'm doing here is I am extruding a bolt. I'm creating one rectangle. I'm in the center of the rectangle. I'm extruding bigger bolts. Okay. If I try to change, as you can see, for example, here, moving is expecting geometry. If I try to connect G with G again, I will have an error. Okay, it's not going to work. Okay? This, I think that you will get into it little by little. Let me open Grasshopper, and I think that maybe it's easier with something quick. To open Grasshopper, you have to type Grasshopper, and then this window will appear. Okay? Good. This is Grasshopper. You will see like a canvas here, empty canvas, and here some components, some icons. Okay? Let me open the definition. To start a definition, just, I don't know, click on one of these, for example, in the point, click here, and place it here. Okay, so you will have 1 point here placed. Okay, try to do it the same time as me. Okay, I'm going to open, by the way, the definition of the course, which is I have to install one plugin, but doesn't matter. This is what we are going to do today, guys. Okay, this thing, the thing which is building. We're going to do one box. Okay, one building. Good. Did you place your point in Grasshopper? The point here at the top left, you have the point. Look, I am usually my students, they laugh with me because I don't remember where are the icons in the toolbar. I don't remember where are those functions. So what I usually do is double click. Okay, this is search. So then write point. Point. Okay, and point is the black one. Okay, this one, you see? Okay, point. This is this point. Let me close this one here. This point is this data type. Is a container component. Okay. Let's gonna place a rectangle. Let's going to use, for example, this one. Okay. Is this one that we use the other time? There are multiple rectangles. There are also box rectangles. Box rectangle. You have also Okay, place both. Those two guys, those two are standard components. Okay? This is called a standard component. And this is contain component. Yes, question here? Someone? No? Good. Let's gonna place an input component, a number slider. Okay? For number sliders, let's go to do the pro way from today. I don't want to place a number slider, change the numbers there. It's not working. So let's gonna double click. Okay, again, double click. And then to place a number slider, we have to define the bounds of the number slider. Okay, for example, 0.00, this is the beginning, is a smaller sign, okay, is smaller than 20, okay, and then press enter. Good, yeah, nice, easy, you see, grasshopper is easy. So, and then you can play with the number here. If you move it, you see you go from 0 to 20. Okay? From 0 to 20. Good. Let's see what we are doing, because we should be doing something, right? Here we go. Let me, we have, all of us have played these 4 components. Yes? Good? Nice. I want to explain you something. Displaying Grasshopper. This is super important. Grasshopper at the end is a program that is running on top of Rhino. Okay? This is how it works. Which means that you are doing geometry, and this geometry is not in Rhino. It's not baked. We will see. We use we use this name to relay when we send geometry from Grasshopper to Rhino. It's not baked into Rhino. It's still in Grasshopper. Okay. So the problem is that when you have long definitions like me, it will be a bit messy. Okay, you will see a lot of stuff here, and it's not easy to control. You need to handle display. Display is really easy in Grasshopper. There are displays, everything is here. Okay, let's gonna start from the left. This icon here is, I don't want to draw any pure geometry. I want nothing. So I have my Grasshopper, and my Grasshopper is completely blinded. I see nothing in Rhino. Okay. I have also a display option of draw wireframe. You know what is wireframe, right? The preview mode in Rhino, right? You know it, right? Yes? Okay, we have wireframe, we have shaded, we have Arctic view mode. We're gonna work with the Arctic view mode, okay? With the rectangle, I can click here. I mean, here is draw wireframe, which means, sorry. I cannot see this, but you cannot see this at this time, okay? Because you don't have the definition still done. But display wireframe or shaded means that I am going to display the element with wireframe or with shaded view mode, okay? Good. But here comes also the most important ones. Only draw preview geometry for selected objects and draw a preview boundary. What is this? This I can select or deselect, okay? And works independently from these 3. This is the display mode, and these 3 and these 2 is what I am going to display, okay? If I deselect this one, means that I am displaying everything again. If I select, but everything how? With shaded, with wireframe or no display. Okay? If I click on wireframe, I see everything in wireframe. Usually, if your Grasshopper runs slowly, you can select wireframe display, and this will go faster. It will make it faster. Okay? If you select shaded, you see mine now is a bit laggy. It's a bit low. But take a look. If I select here, this one, with this one, means that I am only going to display what I have selected. If I select my box, I display my box. How? With the 3 display types that I have: shaded, wireframe, no display. Okay? This is, at this time, you don't care about a lot because you only have this. When we are here, you will care a lot, because otherwise you will be like this. You know, you will not be able to know what you are doing. Okay? This is recorded so you can review it again, but this is important for the whole course. Okay? Good, good. For today, you can only see, I mean, what you are seeing there is, or you see this, but let me open the. Let me copy paste it. It's really difficult here, teach, because this is inclined and yep. So what you are seeing only is this thing or this thing like this, right? This is what you can see for this, for this. Okay, good. So let's going to continue here. Display modes, orient types. Okay. Transfer geometry to random, transfer geometry from prime. Let's going to bake it. Let's going to do something. Okay, let's going to do the exercise of today. So I'm going to open the other one because I'm going to do it here. What we are going to do, guys, the process is like this. We will develop this rectangle here that we have. Okay, first of all, we are going to build our rectangle that when the components are working in Grasshopper, the display will be like this in light gray. That means that the component is performing an action. Okay? There are some components in Grasshopper that by default, they have embedded data, so they can work with no data in their inputs. Okay? But you have here a rectangle, actually. But the box, as you can see, is doing nothing because it says like input parameter R failed to collect data. There is no data, so I have the component is in orange color. Okay, we saw it. I explained that before. Okay. So what you're going to do is, okay, what this box rectangle is expecting this rectangle from here. This R rectangle should go into this rectangle. So let's go to connect it. We click here, we put it there. Nice, we have the box. Wow. Okay, so we have here our box on based on our rectangle. But let's go to do this parametric, no? Let's go to be able to modify it. The rectangle is expecting 4 inputs, P, X, Y, R. What is P? P is a rectangle base plane. Okay, so it's expecting a plane. Okay? Grasshopper is very smart. You know, so you can, I think that we can enter a point and automatically this component will transfer this point into a plane. But this will not happen. I mean, this is not a common case. Okay? Let's gonna try. Let's gonna create a point in Rhino, and let's going to put the point into the rectangle. Okay? To create a point in Rhino, right mouse button in my point component, and then set one point. When you click on set one point, you have activate a command in Rhino, okay? And you have different options. Type coordinate. If I click here in type coordinate, I can select the point as a coordinate, as a point, or even as a curve. Okay? Point means that there is a point in Rhino that I am relating to Grasshopper. Coordinate means that I am going to click whatever, and this coordinate will be introduced into Grasshopper. Okay? So I'm going to click here, and then I have here my point. If I click on my point, I can move it in Rhino using the gumball. Okay? Good. So let's go to see what happens. Let's gonna place this point, let's going to connect this point with this P. Okay, I connected and I have no error, seems that it's working. Very good. I have my rectangle in the place where I put the point. Good. Nice. But now I want to change the dimensions of my rectangle. I don't want to have only this one. I want to have a lot of rectangles, no? Good. So we're going to see what is this X and this Y. X and Y. X is dimension of rectangle in plane X direction. 1 locally defined value minus 1 to 1. Okay? Minus 1 to 1. Why not a number? Because what this thing is doing is creating a rectangle based on a domain. What is a domain? Guys, this is a mathematical thing. It's a concept. It's not like domain is just the interval between two numbers. Okay? So in this case, this rectangle, this dimension is minus 1 from this point, 1 meter to the left, 1 meter to the right. Okay? Minus 1 to 1. Okay? The point is 0. The origin of your plane is the origin of your point, which is here. Okay? So this measures 2 meters. Okay? And the other one, the Y, is minus 2 to 2. So this measures 4 meters. Okay? So let's going to create a domain. Okay? Domain is the component, double click, is called construct domain. Okay? And we have construct domain, to construct domain. There are different domains. Okay? We are going to use this one. Okay? Construct domain 0, 1. The easy one. Okay? So the domain, this component is expecting again 2 inputs, A and B. A is a number, domain start, and B is a number, domain end. Okay? So I'm going to connect domain start, I want to be 0. I want to start from 0. I want to start from my point. Okay? So the A will be 0, and B will be the number I give it. By default, A is already 0. You see there's 0, right? 1 locally defined value, 0. Okay? So I'm going to connect this one here, and I have here my construct domain. And I'm going to copy this one. I'm going to connect this one to the X. So I have here. So now what is happening is that I am moving. Take a look, because the model is like this. Okay? X positive is going in this direction. Okay? So I am moving my rectangle in this direction. Okay? My building is drawing in this direction only. Good? Let's gonna do the same with the y. For the y, what I'm going to do is just select those two, Control C, Control V. Okay? And I'm going to connect that into the y. So now I have my point here. Y is growing in this direction. X is growing in this direction. Okay? I can move my point. If I move my point, my building is moving with it. Okay? And then finally, this is my building. The height of my building is, again, another domain. Okay? So let's going to copy the domain. Construct domain. Control C, Control V. And we connect it here. Okay? So now my building has 11 meters, 11.9 meters, 12, 13. Okay? That's going to make this thing bigger. I want my building to be bigger. We have two options for this. We can modify the this one, the number slider, or we can create a new one. Okay? Let's going to modify the number slider for this. By the way, in a number slider, if you want to enter a specific value, you do double click here inside the number and you can type it 5.3 meters. Okay? And then you're between 5.3 meters. If you want to edit the domain, this number slider, you can double click it. Okay? And when you double click it, let's going to focus only here. Numeric domain. What is the minimum? What is the maximum? Let's going to make the maximum larger. This you have two options to do it. One that is, again, double click and write the number, or one that I like a lot because this looks like gambling in the casino. It's like, you know, it's like moving the, okay, when I'm like this. 120, 100, 90 meters, 80 meters. I'm gonna make the 80 meters, a skyscraper, okay? And then click OK. So I go from 5.3 to 62.45. Grasshopper is it's very funny, the icons, because you have cherry picker. This is really like this is casino thing totally, you know. There are very funny components. You have goggles, you have cherry picker. I don't know. I will show you some of them. The icons are really creative in Grasshopper. They have some fun. They work in the icon, I can't believe. Duplicate data is also funny. So we have here the building, okay? So guys, let's go to open 1 second because it's almost the time. Let's go to open 1 second the templates, the intermediate submission template, okay? Let's go to open this one. We don't have time today to see the Arctic view mode. We will see this next class, okay? But I wanted to do some save stat. This I will explain you later. We can leave all these things for the next class, okay? And this thing also. I only wanted to do one. Today we are going to do it easy peasy. This is the intermediate submission template, okay? We have 3 intermediate submissions, which are already on Ilias. So if we go to export the digital methods, submissions, intermediate submissions, you can see the dates, okay? And the format that I'm asking, class 1 to 3, from class 1 to class 8. Don't worry about this now, okay? For next class, please, what is the task? You see here, first of all, please write your name and your surname. First thing. That sounds funny, but the first year I did this, here was my name and my surname. I mean, I received more than 20 submissions, Javier Fuentes, you know, which I was like, well, Javier, you have done it very well, but I want to know who has submitted, okay? Then change here the submission. Will be now in submission 01, there will be submission 02 and submission 03, okay? And the thing is, you have in class 01, today we are here, you only need to fill this with images, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 images, okay? And what I want you to do, I want you just to take this rectangle that we have done today, put a camera that you like this, and do a screenshot, like this, with the green thing of grasshopper. With, of course, different building configurations. You know, this will be one screenshot, for example. The next one will be this one. Next one will be this one. Easy, no? Right? Okay. I have one student the first day told me, Javier, but can I do this with Rhino? And just, you know, I mean, yeah, of course, you can do this with Rhino. I mean, it's a box, you know? But the day that we got into, here you have, I don't know, 400 boxes, maybe you start thinking that, I mean, you're going to spend a lot of time in the course doing by hand, okay? For this time, don't worry about the art view mode. I will explain this next time, next class. Just do screenshots of the Rhino, okay? And put it in your intermediate submission template. That's all. Next class, if you want, we can see it, okay? What you have on here. Yes. Sorry? Yes. You take multiple ones, multiple screenshots. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screenshots of 8 different configurations for your building. What? Okay? This is a task. Super easy. Next day, I will explain you how to do the Arctic view mode, how to put the camera in Rhino, how to set a fixed camera. Because what I want you guys at the end is to start practice for the final competition. Okay, that will be something like this. Okay, but for today, only this. Questions here? No questions. This is recorded. I will upload it into Ilias, so you will have it here. Okay, the video, you can watch it. Next class, we will meet Zoom link. Okay, just come here, click here, and you will be connected. Yes, 9:45, and we will end it up usually around 12:30 maximum, counting that later we have the questions and answer or review that after the class. Okay. And that's all. Please, let's go to start properly. Next class, connect to the course. Okay, please. I think that we are in total 150, so please at least 2/3 of the class connected. Okay. No questions? Everything crystal clear? Yes. Today you don't submit the task. The submission, good question. The submission is planned for the, let me clarify the sentence. Class 1. Where do I put this then? Okay, so submission, the first partial submission will be of class 1, 2, and 3. Okay, including those 3 classes. And the date is November 28th. Yeah, so the first row, the second, and the third should be filled for them. Okay, I am only saying if you want to practice a bit, and because my recommendation is, guys, don't leave this thing for the last day. Okay? Because then I receive emails the night before the submission, Javier, I don't understand this, and I don't know how it works. I hate Grasshopper. This is super easy. You just dedicate 2 minutes every week to this, a little bit, 2 minutes, a little bit more time, but just a little bit every week. It will be super easy. Okay? So, guys, see you online next Friday. Okay? Thank you. Next Friday, 14. Next Friday, there is no class. Okay? Because you have excursion. Hello. Already problems. Thursday. What happened? No worries. This one you have to call it. Yeah. No worries. This one. Okay. For this one. Okay. Only review the deal inside. Don't know why like this. It's for the healing of us. Normal. Really. If I change it, if I change it here, how come the bus is there? Default. Basically, next time all I have to say those two colors in default mode because I prefer like far end. Okay, like this. Like the one because it's important like this is content. Like this is okay. Look a little like this. Maybe like this. It's okay. I saw it. Okay. You're welcome. Now, escape. Thank you. Yeah. 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 You're going to rock with your unwriting, different types. You want to do the most beautiful thing, and then that's what we do. You're welcome. I know what you did. Escape. We want this to so at the beginning you show it. It was this to be more, but it's all displayed for the screens to be bounded. So to display this image, also the boundary, this is all boundary. Even you can see, you can whatever, nothing is displayed. Yes, that's what I say. So, done. Yeah, I'm having on next week, I think Monday or Tuesday. Are you busy? Okay. No, Monday you can. Okay. Because maybe okay, so I have to maybe I have to go with me to the poll. Okay, so do one thing, Monday or Tuesday. I will write it, don't worry. If you cannot, yeah, if you cannot, it's fine. Don't worry. We love meetings today. I'm going to the meetings. Maybe on performing the real one listening. So but I have at 12:30, I have the Stegreif at BNN. Okay, no worries. I will write in WhatsApp. Let's see if you cannot. Is that I also need to have time. Work on I can go. I can go with Esther. Maybe it's I've never been in the hall, right? This is different. I needed to play with all. When so with Esther, then the one. Let me check. No worries. I got on the Google. So let me check. Remove stuff here. So where does it? I have to stop sharing. Um,